or something freezes a moving object, and we were the ones that triggered it.
I said there's some...
And go towards the light.
Run, Mommy.
True Haunting is a terrifying, documentary-style horror series that delves into some of the most bone-chilling paranormal encounters ever recorded. Each episode focuses on a different family or individual, recounting their harrowing experiences with the supernatural. The show expertly blends survivor interviews with visceral, high-quality dramatizations, creating a viewing experience that blurs the line between a documentary and a full-fledged horror movie. The central premise is that these are not just ghost stories. They are real events, supported by eyewitness accounts and, in some cases, documentation. The show avoids happy endings or easy resolutions, instead leaving the viewer with a lingering sense of dread and the unsettling knowledge that the hauntings continue to this day for many of the survivors. The show's power lies in its commitment to the authenticity of the experiences. The survivors' emotional accounts are raw and unfiltered, often leaving them and their families in tears as they recount the horrors they faced. This human element is what makes the supernatural events so impactful. The series explores a range of paranormal phenomena, from poltergeists and demonic possessions to malevolent spirits attached to a location. It doesn't shy away from the gruesome details, portraying the frightening physical and psychological toll these entities take on their victims. From doors slamming shut on their own, to objects flying across a room, to unsettling whispers and phantom figures, the dramatizations are cinematic in their quality and execution. The series also highlights the skepticism and disbelief the victims often face from their loved ones and the outside world, adding another layer of isolation and despair to their ordeal. Ultimately, True Haunting is a deep dive into the darkest corners of the human experience, where the line between the real and the supernatural dissolves, leaving behind a profound and lasting horror. It's a testament to the idea that some stories are too terrifying to be made up, and that the things that go bump in the night are not always just figments of our imagination. The series is an anthology, with each episode presenting a self-contained narrative of a specific haunting. While there is no single, overarching plot, a common story arc emerges in each episode. The story typically begins with a family or individual moving into a new home, or simply going about their daily lives, when they begin to notice small, unexplainable occurrences. A misplaced set of keys, a whisper in an empty room, a faint shadow in the corner of their eye. Initially, these events are dismissed as imagination, stress, or coincidence. As the series progresses, the paranormal activity escalates. The subtle whispers become aggressive voices, the shadows take on a more defined shape, and the flying objects become more frequent and violent. The family's sense of safety and well-being is systematically eroded. The interviews with the real-life survivors capture this descent into terror, as they describe the growing fear and the desperate attempts to find a rational explanation. They often seek help from mediums, priests, or paranormal investigators, only to find that the entity in their home is more powerful and malevolent than they could have imagined. The show's dramatizations bring these accounts to life with chilling detail. We see the tormented parents trying to protect their terrified children, and the victims grappling with the psychological toll of their experiences. In one story, a family moves into a house where a woman had previously drowned her children and hung herself. The son becomes the target of the vengeful spirit, who believes he is one of her own. In another, a couple finds themselves tormented after a televised exorcism only makes the demonic activity worse, leaving them with no recourse but to flee their home. The series emphasizes that these are not just isolated incidents. The haunting continues to follow the survivors, even after they have left the location. This lack of resolution is a key theme, as the survivors' pain and suffering remain a part of their lives long after the cameras have stopped rolling. The final moments of each episode leave the audience with the unsettling realization that for these people, the horror is a constant, ongoing reality.